James Charles's problem is, I think I have the exact opposite. Hi, I'll be your icon for the evening. Welcome back to my channel if you've never been here before. My type is specifically a 71-year-old man. If you have been here before, you knew that already, and you came back here regardless of that fact. So thank you. You know, I'm sincerely confused about my appeal here on the internet. It's minimal. Today we're talking about everyone's favorite child group guy with that haircut, James Charles. Now, I'm no stranger to good old Jimmy Chuck and his penchant for concerning criminal behavior. I've covered it here multiple times. He's been the object of my tender roastings in the past, and he's about to be the object of my tender roastings in the present. So if you've been under a rock for a period of time, James Charles has been under fire, though not enough fire in my opinion. He's kind of been under like a tea light in a fondue pot. That's the kind of fire James Charles has been under for sending inappropriate sexual flirtatious messages and lewd photos to children.
They're literally children.
He then admitted to it on camera of his own volition, and then proceeded to blame the children for having sent them photos with an accusation of them lying about their age, even though he sent them the lewdy nudies, you know, that he could have just been sending to somebody on Grindr, or, you know, having a human connection, you know, with another adult. And then he took accountability by making a video about taking accountability in which he took no accountability, but he did speak in very hushed tones.
Hello everyone, James Charles here.
So you knew he was serious. And then he opted to make the next step after confessing to criminal behavior, to take a break from the internet, to you know, learn and grow and change. Now I personally, I'm but a woman, and I don't know how long it takes a grown man to learn how to not sex minors. As a woman, surely there are just some things I don't understand, and that's definitely one of them. James had been largely and delightfully silent for quite some time, like a month maybe or so. Honestly, not seeing that dumbass haircut show up on my timeline every so often is like a goddamn blessing. What is the deal with that haircut? And why do all the predatory influencers have it? Like a code? Was it like an initiation? Or is it like a hazing? Because like that's a terrible fucking haircut. Anyway, Jimbo Chucklehead took a little hiatus from his hiatus, where he's supposed to be learning and growing and also changing, to come back to the internet because he wanted to talk about how he's being sued. Let's look at this video together. Literally almost typed in Jimmy Chuck. James Charles. Okay. You hear my neighbor's dog. All he does is bark, like all the time. It's awesome. Let's get into it.
Everybody, James here. I hope you guys are all having a beautiful day, afternoon, night, wherever you are.
You can tell James is really serious because he starts talking like this. You know when James is heated and he starts talking like this, and then he does, but he's talking in hushed tones. So it's serious. It's about accountability.
Don't worry, this is not my return to social media. But unfortunately, I am logging in today because I feel as though I am being cornered and have to make yet another public statement. I know people are sick of these. I don't blame you. I'm not even going to bother writing out like a whole notes app thing today.
Okay, I don't think people are sick of these in the way that he thinks people are sick of these. I think people are sick of the behavior, not that the behavior is being addressed. I think also people are sick of the way that it's being addressed because it's being addressed poorly. Saying that he feels like he's being cornered into speaking reads a lot like the way he spoke about his young victims, and the frustration that he would even have to
ask people for IDs
anytime he wants to date someone. So right off the bat, bad news bears.
There's a lot that I want to talk about, and hopefully whoever wants to listen can just listen. As you guys know, for the past couple of weeks, I have obviously been offline. I've been taking time away to learn, to reflect, to talk to professionals, and most importantly, to try to help better the situation that happened recently in any way that I possibly can.
All you have to do is stop sexting minors. Just stop doing it. I don't know. I mean, the hiatus from social media, yeah, that's great. Stop with the bullshitting, like I'm learning, I'm growing, and you're not doing any of that shit. You know what you're doing? You're taking time off social media because you have to, because that's what looks the best. That's the PR move. And you're not learning or changing or growing at all, because if you were, you'd probably be in some sort of inpatient treatment where they treat people who have those sort of proclivities.
I've been quiet online, but things behind the scenes have not been so quiet. There's a lot going on, and I currently feel as though the situation that I was in is being taken advantage of, and I feel as though I'm being blackmailed, which is why I wanted to film this video today. For those who are not aware, for the last 2 years now, I've been dealing with an ongoing lawsuit from one of my previous employees.
Can I just say the one thing that I really, and this is not something that he can control, the one thing I've never liked about James Charles is that, like, his teeth don't fit in his mouth. So when he talks, it sounds like his entire, like, mouth is gonna fall out of his face. And he talks so rapidly. Like, he opened this up talking so slow and so quiet and measured. And remember, hush tones. And now he's already
in power speaking mode. He's in James Charles mode, and I can't stop talking because whatever I do, I'm just gonna talk.
Till I fucking pass out from lack of oxygen.
This is something that I have never spoken about, I've never mentioned, because I wanted to keep it private out of respect for her, and the fact that it's literally an ongoing litigation, but she's now speaking about it, which is just perfect time considering everything else that's going on.
No one has to respect everything that's going on in your life. This person is suing you. She doesn't also have to have the courtesy of, like, waiting for a good time for you to talk about the things she wants to talk about. And that's not blackmail either.
Basically, when I was 18, I moved to LA. I was living in my downtown apartment, as you guys know, and my YouTube channel was just starting to take off. I was filming and editing 3 videos a week by myself for my channel, and I really just wanted help.
Swallow.
So I hired an editor. This person worked for me and then was later promoted to my producer, which means she was no longer editing. She was helping me film videos and was like my right-hand person for a salary of $72,000 a year. She only worked for me for about 6 months and then was let go, and now I am being sued. The suit is all online. You can read through it if you really want to, but it basically alleges that she was wrongfully terminated, overworked, and underpaid, all of which are untrue. I have a very, very small team. I've always had a small team. There are not many ex-employees because most of my team members have been with me for a really long time now. My team is like family to me. I love them all so much. You guys know a lot of them from being in the background of my YouTube videos, and I stand behind the fact that they are very, very well taken care of.
I seriously hate that haircut. I really hate the haircut. I think the haircut is pissing me off the most.
The fact that this is like even attempting to become a narrative, it makes me feel like sick to my stomach because it is wildly, wildly untrue, and I am so grateful for the people around me. The case also kind of makes it seem like she's just trying to get back like the wages that she feels like she should have been paid for her work, which I wish were the truth, because in reality this suit is actually for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're not familiar with cases like this, they're unfortunately pretty common in like the entertainment industry, but they usually don't actually make it to court, which may sound weird, but it's for 2 different reasons. The first one being they are ridiculously long. This was filed 2 years ago. People are only finding out about it like now, but we are not even close to getting an actual court date yet. So it is a long, long process and quite a headache. Because it's so long, reason number 2 is it gets really, really expensive really fast for the defendant, which in this case is myself.
Wait a minute. Okay, so it's a long process and it's expensive. Hundreds of thousands of dollars to a millionaire is like $20 bills to a thousandaire. Then settle out of court. Settle. Pay her what she's due and settle. And then, like, nobody would have had to know about this if you just settled out of court.
So most of the time, the defendant will settle, which basically means paying an amount of money to,
Swallow.
paying an amount of money to the person making the suit to just drop it and move on. And I'm not going to act like this was not an option for me. Settling is oftentimes a good option, a smarter option, because it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's a lot less of a headache. She is suing me. She has sued other YouTubers in the past. She was bragging on Twitter about how she just settled another case recently, so this is clearly a thing. But settling is no longer an option that's on the table, and I'm going to tell you why. This past week, I was reached out to for comment about a news article that is coming soon. And I learned that she is talking to the press about this lawsuit and what it was like to work for me as an employee. However, she's adding a ton of absolutely ridiculous, absurd, untrue, defamatory, just the craziest claims you could ever imagine. And in my opinion, it's an attempt to pressure me into making a much, much higher settlement offer. Once again, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. These claims range everything from I was so lazy, she had to force me to get out of my bed and brush my teeth, and without her, I would have never made a single video or a single dollar. But also things much more serious and disgusting, such as that I used to say the N-word around her all the time. This is just perfect, convenient timing as well, considering this past weekend, my old Twitter account, which I have not accessed since 2016 and only has one tweet, I guess was hacked last year, and the hacker publicly tweeted somebody the N-word.
It was Jeffree Star, wasn't it? I think it was Jeffree Star.
And people actually thought that it was me.
Yeah, why wouldn't they think it was you if it was your account that you linked in the description of your videos?
The worst part about all of this, though, is that if I were, in some universe, to make this ungodly amount of settlement money, if I was to pay it, I'm sure a lot of you are smart enough to take a guess as to what would happen to these claims. They would be retracted and they would magically go away.
First of all, in any settlement, most of the time, the accusations go away. Not that they're necessarily taken away or retracted, but they often go away because when you settle out of court, you're agreeing to settle out of court. And I'm sorry, but I don't feel bad. I don't understand with YouTubers like James Charles and YouTubers like Gabby Hanna, with platforms as big as theirs, to not be able to compartmentalize or at least shut your mouth enough to not start talking shit when people are saying things that are untrue about you. Yes, these things, if they are untrue, are defamatory for sure, but oh my god. But instead of making a video where you are coming off as the victim and pity me, boo-hoo, oh my god, this woman's out to take my money, ruin my life, and defame me, file a countersuit. You pay your big fancy lawyers money for a reason. File a countersuit. If it's really this untrue, if settling was not an option for you, and this is a long, arduous process that's costing you tons of money, file a countersuit. Because
At this point, my only option is to pursue this to the fullest extent of the law and hope that one day, whenever it does get to a courtroom in the future, justice will be served. The problem, though, and why I'm making this video today, is because until that happens one day, we're dealing with the court of public opinion, which is a very, very different situation. And it's a court that is not on my side right now.
okay. I'm done watching this video. So if I missed anything in the last minute and a half here that was groundbreaking, I'm sorry. But yeah, the court of public opinion is not working in your favor because you sexted minors. You know, so while these issues may be separate things, you're in the doghouse for a bit and you're gonna have to fucking deal with that. And no one has to come to your aid and be sympathetic because of it, because you fucked up big time. Jimmy Chuck sent them looty nooties to kids, okay? No. Yes, this is the court of public opinion and you don't get the sympathy of the court, okay? You just don't. You get the sympathy of your 13-year-old stans, and that's about it. And the fact that you even have that is concerning. Well, now that we've cleared all that up, less than 2 weeks later, Mr. Dickinson himself took another hiatus from learning and growing. and changing to post again on social media. The very thing he was taking a break from. He took to Instagram to not only announce that it was his birthday. I fucking hate when people do that. If people don't know, just shut up. Shut the fuck up. But James couldn't resist the opportunity to thank his most devoted minions for all the birthday wishes that he absolutely saw, because he's not on a social media hiatus where he is supposed to be learning and growing and changing. Thank God for those sister stands, you know what I'm saying? Now, call me crazy, but to me, all of these social media appearances to, you know, clear his name or sister sing his praises, they don't really read to me like someone who's sincerely taking the time to atone and reflect and learn and grow and change. They read to me like someone who cannot stay off of social media ever. I am of the mindset that it will be a long time before I am not hypercritical of Jumbo Chucklehead here, because frankly, he earned it. He earned every ounce of criticism. So what can we look forward to next? Are we gonna get like a sister spectacle of a 4th of July show? Because we're all destined to have a great sister summer. Only we could all just take some time to look inward and reflect and
Learn.
and grow and change. Sister, stop it. Personally, I think he should have his social media taken away, and that should have happened a long time ago when all of those literal children came forward to say that he sister sexted them. Evidently, James Charles is not going anywhere, so at least we'll all have a lot to talk about. And I swear to God, if he doesn't start keeping that sister spit inside his big ass mouth, I'm gonna sister spit up my dinner. That's that on that. And that's all I have for you today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section where the comments go. I'm curious to hear what you think about James Charles, his antics, what's next, what will be his actual return to the internet. Is he pulling a Sister Shane? That doesn't work. Is he pulling a Shane Dawson? Do we think he's trying to sister sneak back onto the internet like nothing's wrong? Anything's possible if you just believe. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like this video, well, you sisters suck. Say hi in the live chat, because we do premieres here every time I upload a video, which is sister sporadically. That's not true. It's usually once or twice a week. Come hang out with us. We don't bite. Ish. I've been toying with the idea of doing a live, possibly on a Friday. Are you interested in that? Right back forever. Let me know. Please remember to sister subscribe. I make new videos, sister, sometimes. All my sister's social media is linked down below. All I ask is that you don't be an asshole. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. If I ever become famous for doing something really stupid, like talking, I promise I will always be the one to shave my own butt. You can say, hey, past Sajak, you said you'd shave your own butt. Why are you being sued by James Charles' assistant?